Welcome back to part 3 of saving this cf70 Chally, saving Mom. As I said, I was going to treat myself to some new brakes. So there you go, new brakes are here. I've pulled it apart. I'm going to start putting that back together, make sure that everything works properly. So we got the back brakes. On the last video I said that it packed up. It did. I've sorted it out, it starts again now, so we can carry on with that. When it was running, we actually got headlight and backlight now, so the wiring must be right for that. So the main thing now is getting that horn working. We'll do that a bit later on in the video, hopefully. Right, so I'm going to crack on, get this put in, put it back together. Right then, drop the new ones in. I looked at these, hoping to use them, but as you can see, there's just no threads left in it. I'd like to have kept them to keep the patina on it, but I'll have to put some new ones on. And if you look here, you can see how out of shape this wheel is, this tyre. Look just here, you can see where it's sat flat. Might have to blow loads of air in it, make it go round again. This, I'm not sure how the hell you change that, whether you have to take the petrol tank out and everything else, because this is seized up solid. This ain't never gonna work. Even the springs rotted through. You can see the pulls actuates it. But yeah, brakes in the right place now. That's working. Got some new ones for the front, so we might get on with that. And then that's out of the way. Horn, I want to play with the horn next. I can wait till I turn this round, do that. Try and get this horn functioning. Right, leave me to it. Right, diddled with the horn, using the battery charger to get some power to it. So, if I can get on there. So we know the horn's good. It's a matter of making sure the wiring is alright from the switch now down to here. So happy with that. That saved a bit of money. Don't have to buy a horn. Well, this was never going to work because it wasn't even plugged in to anything. Apparently, the idea, you know, you just get your fingers in. I found 2 wires, but I have no idea how I'm going to get them. Get the new ones plugged into them, because I can only get 1 finger in there. So that's going to take some sorting out, but we'll get there. We'll get it done. We'll just keep trying. Let me go and play again. Anyway, the only way I could find to get that plugged in was take the back wheel out again after I'd just put it in. But yeah, that's the only way I could do it. And in there I managed, I can get my hand in there now. So we've got the 2 connected, so I'm going to have to tuck these up underneath there again. But that's the only way I could find it to get in there. So we'll tuck them back up there and I can get my hand in. And hopefully the back light will work on the brake. I'll have to connect the battery and stuff back into there, and we'll find out. Yeah, bit of a pain at the arse, that job. Well, that's all connected up now. Now, if I pull this, we get that off, on. So that's working. Happy days. Bit of success. There we go. Pain up the arse just because I've had to take the back wheel out again. But yeah, we're happy with that. I don't know about... Oh yeah, hang on, I just tried that. Pull the front brake and that's working. Brilliant. Making progress. We've got the backlight working. That's all cushy now. What we're going to do, drop it off the ramp, turn it round so we've got better light to work on the front. Have a look at the indicators, the clocks, see if the bulbs are any good in that. Have the front wheel out, put some new brakes in that, although they feel alright. But we'll stick some new ones in while we're at it. Spindles and all the rest want greasing. So we'll drag it down, spin it round, and bring you back once we start messing at the front. There you go, turned it round, started pulling bits off. So we're gonna test these bulbs. Oh, nice spider's one in there, dead spider. Took that bulb out from there. We'll work our way round. Oh yeah, some right. Another dead spider and cobwebs. We'll pull them bulbs out and we'll have a look at them, check them, and see how we go from there, see how many dead ones we've got. Oh yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Right then, let me carry on. I'll let you know how we get on. Well, gone through the bulbs and we've changed 3, I think it is. 3 bulbs that had gone in there. 1 indicator, 2 in the dash. 1 in the dash, 1 as the side light that had blown. So at least we know they're alright now. So we can start playing around with the electrics, see what we can get working. Okay, we've gained 1 thing. Now we have a neutral light. Now that neutral light was going into the middle one. So that was in where the neutral light was. But I've swapped it over now, it goes in there, it's definitely neutral. In here, we've got something really bad going on. It's taped up, it's a green with a white stripe and a brown. Ain't got a clue what it is, but I should imagine it lights that up when the engine's running. Won't know that until we have it running properly. The other one is the blue and orange, which is definitely indicators. So we've moved forward a little bit. Don't know if this is supposed to light up the one in the headlight, which is just a brown with a white stripe, where the engine needs to be running for that as well. No idea. So we're just going to have to play around. We've got no indicators at the back, so and we don't know if the flasher unit works, we don't know if the switch worked. It's one of them. It's going to be a few hours work of messing around, which will probably only be 30 seconds of video for you. But anyway, we'll carry on as we're going. My attention has jumped to this throttle. Now, I can't get it off. Now I think this bit here shouldn't be attached to this bit the way it is, or it's been forced in. There should be a screw underneath here fixing. I think should hold that and let that slide, but I can't get it off because in there this bit here is hitting on it. So what I'm going to try and do is tap this back, hold on to this. I might be wrong, I might be right, I'm not sure, I don't really know, but there's no way that will come off with that on there. So I'm going to tap that, knock it forward, see if that will come off, then I can sort of throttle out on it. So I was right, this bit was a separate piece where that screws in, and then that can go through that with a screw. So we'll get that all cleaned up. We should be able to get a throttle, hopefully, because the cable seems to be okay. We thought it was seized up. Get some lube down that and get it lubed up. Hopefully we've saved that cable. Welcome to another day in paradise, my paradise. Today, nice and sunny, not so cold. So I'm going to get all this out and let's see how far we can get with it today. So I think I'm going to start with sorting this throttle out, get that all cleaned up. I don't know if you can see that very well. Get all this cleaned up, see if we can get the throttle working. So we'll start getting all that crap off there so we can make it so it works. Right then, I've got my drill, got one of them pads on, and we'll clean it up. I'll show you when I've done it. Right then, been messing around, cleaned all this up, as you can see. Now we have a throttle that actually is working. The only thing was, there's a little screw here, you can see there, we hadn't got that. So what I've done to get me out of the poo is had that, cut some of that thread off, put a little slot in it for a screwdriver, and we've wound that in because I can't get my hands on one at the minute. So that'll do for now. That is working. That'll do me for now, so we can find something better. Well, I've been messing in the garage and I'm not happy. I'm not happy the way that bike is. I've done a ultrasonic clean on it and it's just not running right. I'm still convinced it's the timing's not right. It started backfiring through the exhaust. So what I've done, I've pulled that other head, because I don't know if the cams are the same what was in that other head, whether it'd match up to that. So what I've done, I've pulled the other head off, I've reseated the valves in it. The only trouble with this one is the damage. As you can see there, it's got a chunk broken out of it. But I'm just hoping, I've got some JB weld. Oh, it's not focusing, is it? There, will it focus? Was there too many things? I've got some JB weld I could use, hopefully to rectify that. It means tearing the head off again and just trying this. I'll see what's going on. And that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm just hoping these threads are going to be alright for the spark plug. I'm just hoping I'll just bite enough. But as you can see, I'm in my usual mess. So I'll clean all these gaskets off, get it all ready again, try and tidy everything up. Right, so hopefully next time we'll have this head on and see if there's any difference. At least that way I'll have satisfied myself. It's that time. I'm going to have to rip it apart. This one's all ready now to go on, but I've just got to strip the whole lot of that off again. Hopefully it won't take me too long. I've been here since 8:30 this morning and it's 3:30, 4:45 now, and I haven't really achieved much. So let's get it off let's swap it and see if the timing is out. See if it's that head, maybe a different profile on the cam. You know what Honda can do to you. Right, let me get on. Right, new head's on. Well, the old original head's back on, and we've still got problems. It'll start, it'll run, it'll sit there ticking over, then all of a sudden it's revving up like mad, then cutting back down. I've been scratching my head about what's going on with it, and the only thing I've done since is I've got some easy start, gone round the intake manifolds and all the rest, and we've got serious air leaks in there. Because as soon as I drop some, spray some easy start round the manifolds and this boot here, the engine just revs straight up. So I'm gonna have to have all that out. There's a leak. There's a leak round here, and down there. If I can sort them leaks out, it'll probably sit and run properly now. So I'm gonna have to take all that out. But I'm getting there. I'm finding out what's up. So that's probably why it's running like a bag of shit. It'll just sit there ticking over and then just and then come back down. Anyway, enough of my sound effects. Let's crack on with it. Okay, carburetor's off. And have a look down there. Right, if we look at that, there's all bits of silicon and red hematite and blue stuff. Now, that's probably what's causing the air leak at that end. This end as well, we'll put another gasket on there, a thicker one, and see if that will cure it. Hopefully that will do it. So I'm going to clean all this up, check it all over, and see how we get on then. Well, I've resealed everything. Now we've got it ticking over. The revs are shutting down. As it warms up, I'm going to have to readjust the carburetor because I've been messing with it. What problems we had. Just a little bit too much. Right then. Yeah, it's still blowing. Still blowing from there. To use that original head. At least it's running. So another day, at least today we got a nice bit of sunshine. Yesterday was really bad. I had to work in the garage with the door down. The wind and the rain was terrible. So at least we got the head back on yesterday. Right, I'll get this stuff out and we'll start playing again. Maybe do the front wheel today. We'll see how it goes. Let's play. Well, I've had a play with the exhaust and that's a bit better. Doesn't seem to be blowing as much. A little bit, but nowhere near like it was. Put another gasket in there. But yeah, she's doing alright now. Sort of getting somewhere with it. Right then, front wheel time. As you can see, it's a bit on the stiff side. I can pull the ramp with it. Yeah. So let's, sorry about wobbling around that, but I'm just trying to show you. It's, it don't wanna move very much. So we'll have it apart, we'll have this apart. We've got some new brake shoes and we'll give it a bit of a clean and all the rest. Right, I'm going to crack on. So, did anyone else spot it? Because I never. Nothing in there. Well, right, I've loosened that off. I'm going to try and get it apart now. Yeah, didn't notice that was missing. Well, that was a bit of a pain because you can't get on this. Focus on this nut here with anything because it's too far reset back. So I'll have to go for that style and see if we can get it off from there. Get that off so I can actually get the wheel out properly. Right, leave me to it. Okay, you can see where I can see. Look what's coming out. Yeah. It looks like there they've actually delaminated. I'll show you more. Yeah, that's actually delaminated from there. Right, I'll get this bit round a bit so I can get it apart. Oh, very interesting. Now the shit coming out. Yeah, just the way we like it. There we go then. That's the state of it. That's as it's come off. Yeah, right mess. Lucky we took that off. Otherwise I'd probably killed myself on it. You know what a tight swine I am. Oh, that'll do. Nah. No. Right mess. Had a little bit of a clean up here. Got the brakes off. That's all going to have to be cleaned up. I have noticed the bit there to drive the Speedo we haven't got. So if anyone's got one, don't need it, let me know and I'll buy it off you. It's that bit I need. Problem got here now. This is C solid. That bolt nut doesn't want to come off. So I'm going to have to get some heat on that. I've had to go gain it off. You can see where I've had the spanner on it. But no, that don't want to come off. We'll get some heat on it and see if it'll come apart then. It's C solid. Let's crack on and play. Well, it's Wednesday morning. You know what that means. Trip to Huggies. I've got to go to Huggies. I need some bits and bobs from over there. So we'll have a ride over there. Right, I've had my fun. I've been over Huggies. Picked some new bits up. Picked a new flashy relay up because I don't think the one on here was any good. Picked some bulbs up. So it's time to get serious and sort these electrics out. I've dropped see if it'll focus. Come on. A new flash unit in there. I just don't want to play today. Right, there's a new flashy relay in there. So I'm going to drop the bike down and start playing. I've been routing through some boxes because we've got no backlights at all on here for indicators. I found these, which will help because that'll make the circuits. So we'll bodge around with that, hang them on here somewhere, and then start trying to find indicators and horn. Right then, let me start off, get myself together. First thing I'm starting with is these backlights I've found in a box. Checked it, usual thing, it's come off a 12 volt bike. So we'll have that one off as well, check that bulb. So at least we'll know that we're running 6 volts all the way through the circuit. Right, we whip that one off next. Next thing I'm going to do is, now I've swapped these bulbs out, is make sure these are lighting up, that the earths and the lives are good in this. So there's the earth, there's the live to the bulb, bulbs are light. Next one, do the same, checking to see if it's going to be okay. Right, so we find the earth, there's the earth, and then take the live from that one, and there we go. So we know that's good. Once I get that on there we go, that's good. So we should know we've got no problems with this. Next thing, we'll get on the bike. I've found blue, might not look blue to you there, but that's light blue, that'll be indicator. And this one here, this wire, will be orange, which will be indicator as well. Right, so that'll be left and right. Next thing, we'll connect that backlight up and see if we get anything coming to the back. Okay, next process. I've connected these lights up, these indicators. Now there's a little tab there that should be blue. Connected it into the blue. That's going to this indicator here. The orange coming from that one, it's got a little tab on it. Connected that into the orange. The other two wires are earth. Right, so I've joined them together, and because I want to make sure I've got a good earth, I've run a piece of wire down the bike and connected it onto there with a little tab. So that means I'll have a good earth. Now, if we switch on, the indicator's switched on, turn the key, there we go, we've got a flash on this side, and hopefully on that side. Right then, next one is to see if we can get it on the other side of the bike. Now I think this switch is a bit dodgy, so put it onto the other side. Oh, hang on a minute, we've got a flashing light there. I did spray it with some GT85, but we haven't got one this here, but we've got that one. So we've got 3 out of the 4. So next thing is test this one, check the wiring in here, make sure that this is working. Maybe the earth on this is no good, so let me have a look around and see if we can find what the problem is. Right, now buzz tester, don't know if you can hear that. what I'm checking for is the earth. Now, I have earth there, that's going to the earth. I have earth here, onto the bolt over here, nothing. Anywhere I touch, I'm not getting it. I'm getting it up to here. Then here, there is a what joins it to that, which should create the earth. So I'm thinking this corrosion here, because if I go from to that bolt, I've got nothing, but I have to here. There, nothing. So I'm going to take this off, clean it, and then see if we can get the indicator, because it's getting no earth. Right, let me get on with that. Okay, got that apart, because I can't get into that with this in the way. It's probably took me about half an hour and a smash thumb. And bits you don't normally see, that's why I don't video everything. But anyway, we're going to try and get this out now and get this cleaned up and see if we can get an indicator back. Right then, here we have it. I can see it. Well, you can see all the rust on that. What's supposed to be earthing out on here. Well, obviously, looking at that, it's not going to be earthing out. That's where I'm hoping the problem on this indicator. So I'm going to clean all this up and get the wire brush on it, clean it up and see if we get an earth through it then. Right, let me get my wire brush on it. Now I've cleaned up all the areas here which should go towards the earth. Clean the back of that up. Clean the back of the bolt which goes in there. That will help make the connection. Inside there, that's clean. So we'll get it put back together now and see if it's made any difference. Right, I've sort of put it back together. Now what I want to do is test. Now, hang on a sec, I'll swap hands. Right, before we was getting power to there, well, earth, and then as we was coming across we was losing it. But now, touch here, if you can hear it, it's buzzing. So these two bits are now connected where it wasn't before. So if I touch somewhere else on the bike, you can hear the earth. It's running through. So now if I put a bulb in there, we should hopefully get the light working, because it's got the earth now. Well, let me finish off tidying it up, putting the bolt back in and getting that back on the splines properly. I will drop a bulb in and see what happens. Okay, we're back together. Now, I want to turn the ignition on. There we go. So that problem was the bad earth between there and there. So we've got indicator there, indicator there. I can't see up the top if we've got anything flashing though. Try the other side. Yep, we've got indicator that side now. We've got it at the back. Yeah. The only thing we're left with on the electrics, I think, is getting that horn working. Let's turn this off. So that's my next challenge, is getting the horn working. Right, let me start having a look. I know we've got the wires coming up. We have. Oh, right, let me get my head together and find out which wires go where. Right, right. That's horn, and that red's horn. Them ones are going up to the switch. So I need to test them to the switch and see if we've got connection. So I'm gonna have a little play with that. Right, let's run you through this. This wiring's really strange. Right, let me show you in here. Get my glasses on. Right, from this switch up here is this grey wire here, which works. Blue there is for indicator, orange coming out of it is indicator, grey is for the flasher unit, is the power feed for that, which leaves us one wire, which is this one. These two here, this green, light green, and red, are coming from the horn. So we have the wire here, which is the horn, running through from here, up into here, to the horn switch. So this, when it's in there, when you press that, it should make the circuit to make the horn work, and we know it doesn't. So this wire here I've tested to the switch, and we're getting nothing, getting no continuity. So the problem is in this wire to the horn. If I take a separate wire, connect into the horn, so the horn's got the live feed going down into it, I'll take this wire, put the ignition on, and touch this to earth, I'll get horn. So I've worked out the problem is with this wire. Don't matter if I touch that, if I connect that now and touch the horn, we still get nothing. But if I touch it to earth, which is supposed to be happening in the switch, and I touch this to earth, then I'll get horn. So what I'm going to have to do is take this switch off and get this button to ground, and when it grounds you should get. So let's get this switch off, which means I'm going to have to undo this, and I think inside here is a screw that holds this on. So we'll get that off and see what the problem is in here. Right, here's what I've sussed out about this horn. I've took it all off, and what's happening is I've got no earth between the handlebars and the bike. Okay, it's on rubber mountings here. So, but the bolt that runs through here goes onto here, which should give you an earth, as you can see. Right, but excuse me, got nothing. Here's the mad thing now. If I take this screwdriver and connect between here and the handlebars, can you see that? Oh yeah. Put that to that, press the horn, I have horn. So I've got to get an earth I'm going to have to take the handlebars off underneath here and get that to earth between each other, and that will give me the horn, and we're almost there. So I'm going to put it all back together, put the switch back on and get that sorted. Well, that's all connected back up, and now put the ignition on. We've cleaned it up a bit. Now we've got horn, indicators and everything else. So the weather's turned. I think I'm going to pack up for today. So we're not far off a ride now. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow and carry on. Okay, it's the next morning. Not for me, but for you. It's just a second ago. Right, these electrics, got a few things I want to sort. This blue wire here, while I've been messing around, the actual end has come off. So we need to put that right. Looking at this, I think I've sussed out why there was that glove and this bit of tape over these connectors, because they're just bare metal connectors. I should imagine there might have been a rubber boot or something at one time. So I'm going to put some tape over this so it doesn't catch on any of the electrics in there. Right, big shout out to Darren. Darren reached out to me, met me at Huggies and got me some parts that I needed. One of which is for there. Now, it's a bit big. Like I say, this gap here is quite tight. So, what I'm going to do is I'll put it in the drill. I'll put the drill on, get the grinder while it's going round, and we'll take that down to the right size so that'll fit properly. Another thing Darren had was a choke cable. Not exactly the right one, but I'm sure I can do something with it. I fitted it in. The other one was totally knackered, so we're going to sort that out. Down here is the old bit which I've managed to save, cut off, and we've got this bit here which will work. You can see the choke. So my plan is I'm going to take this end off here, connect these two together, so when you pull it up there it should pull it. I'll show you when I get round to that. I've been up here a few hours, had a bit of a tidy up. We've got this engine here, which is a 70 engine. We'll stick that back together as well and get that off the bench. Right, let's get cracking. Let's move on. Right, this may be a bit noisy for you, but this is how I'm going to do it. Right, you get the general idea of taking that down. Now I'll go and try it, see if it fits. Well, that worked out pretty well. Worked a treat. As you can see in there now, it's actually got a little bit of play, and that's done the job. Basically, turn the drill and the grinder into a little lathe. That's done the job a treat. Right, next job. this wire, you can see there, what I do, I always, bit of flux, bit of solder on it, and then put the connector on. I'll show you when I put the connector on. Okay, connector's on. Alright, and what I'm going to do is run some solder down that hole. That'll join them both together, and then you should never get any problems. So let me get that done. Now that's all soldered up, cleaned up, hopefully we can get the back light in. I've put some tape over here just because the guy who had it before, or whoever had it before, put the rubber glove in so these connectors don't touch on any wires in there. So now we should be able to get the headlight in, and that'll be out of the way. Well, moving on, we've put that back in. I put it back in and then lost indicators, so I had to take it out again. Checked all the wiring, everything's fine, but I just got no indicators again. Turned out it was back up here in there where it was a bad connection. I think I've found it and sorted out now. I've got indicators back, but wow, does your head in. Wiring nightmare. Anyway, onto this throttle choke. Got a plan. As you can see, I saved that bit, and that bit is the bit I had off Darren. Plan is I'm going to cut that off there, use a bit of chocolate block, then we can join both of them together and we should have choke. So I'm going to crack on, cut this off. I'll show you when I've done it. Well, there you go. There's my temporary permanent fix for the choke. That's the choke on, and that's up there. Now there you go, it's off. On, off, job done. Cracking bodge job. Well, I think this video's dragged on enough for everyone. Doesn't look like we're going to get the first ride out of it in this video. Next video we'll definitely get the ride. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching, commenting, subscribing. We're having some fun with this one, and wait till next week, see what I get done next week. So I'm down, I'm gone.